Everyone. So after D'Angelo Russell's recent game against the Minnesota Timberwolves and the performance that he had when he was on the Timberwolves in the first round of the playoffs last year, there were a lot of questions about D'Angelo Russell and would he be able to live up to the moment in the playoffs, primarily this Memphis Grizzlies series, right? We really need him. He's supposed to be the third guy, the other playmaker, the guy that can get a shot off. He's shooting 50% from the field, 42% from three. We need that kind of efficiency and production, plus his ability to go get 6 to 8 assists per game, also being the playmaker, is very valuable. And even in the Minnesota game, as poorly as he shot, he still was effective in other ways. He still gave 8 assists. So the playmaking there is still something very valuable and is why he still got some run, even though he did shoot poorly. But then we got to the Memphis Grizzlies game, and D'Angelo Russell started off rough, right? He was like 0 of 4, and then I think 1 of 5 or 1 of 6 from the field, and then just completely turned it around and ended up finishing 7 of 17 from the field overall, 3 of 9 from 3, and gave 19 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, with 1 steal, only 2 turnovers, which is very important. And he really did play well. If you remove the 4 or 5 shots that he missed earlier in the game before his turnaround, I mean, he shot 7 to 12 from the field in that regard, and also would have shot, because I believe his first 3 shots were threes, so he would have shot 3 of 6, which would have been 50%. So that would have gotten back again to roughly his average, or at least his average with the Lakers. So that is a good sign going forward, because he is going to be very valuable, very important, as a guy that can just, again, play make, but not only play make, be a guy that can hit shots and score down the stretch. The beauty of this Lakers team is just that. It's a team. This is a team that has shown time and time again, you don't have to rely solely on LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Like LeBron, he had 21 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 8 of 16 from the field, 3 of 8 from 3. He had 3 blocks, 2 steals. He did have 5 turnovers, which were rough, but put together a solid game. Had that rough stretch in the second quarter that kind of changed the tides for Memphis and got them back in the game. But then we righted the ship again. D'Lo hit some big shots. You had Rui Hachimura, who just completely took over in that third quarter and was unbelievable. And then Austin Reeves closing down the stretch. But even Anthony Davis, again, on the defensive end, just like LeBron James, was absolutely massive with 3 steals and 7 blocks, which is insane. And then on top of that, he added 22 points, 12 rebounds, and 3 assists. So you have an Anthony Davis and a LeBron James who both are capable of giving you 20 a night just by stepping on the court, right? And they are more than capable of going and getting you 80 collectively if they need to. But why, when you have guys like D'Angelo Russell who can go and get you, 20 plus a night on real true efficiency, and a guy that can navigate and kind of get into the cracks and operate in that mid-range, be a 3-level scorer, get to the basket. And we saw that. That's how he got it going. And if you saw the game stream that I was on, I was even talking about how, I need to see D'Lo get to the free throw line. Once you see D'Lo get to the free throw line and he sees the ball go into the hoop, I think that'll be the turnaround. And that's exactly what happened, right? D'Lo made a couple aggressive plays to the hoop, got some easy layups, and then he got that foul. And the foul ended up leading to 2 free throws, which he made both free throws. It was actually his only 2 free throws of the game. He made both of them, and then after that, he started making shots. Because when you see the ball go in, it changes everything. It's shooters are going to shoot. Sometimes they need to see the ball drop in order to kind of turn it around. And I do believe that D'Lo is a guy that can be a factor. He's been in big moments. He's led teams to the playoffs and played well. He's a guy that's hit game-winning shots and Mr. Ice in his veins, right? He's a guy that is confident in his abilities, and it just has this kind of unwavering confidence to him, his demeanor, the way he carries himself, and it's just the way he plays. It's that slow methodical. He's a rhythm guy, right? He needs to get his shots going. He needs to see the ball get into the hoop, which a lot of guys are that way. And the thing is that once he sees it, all of a sudden he starts picking it up. And that's exactly what happened. But he needs that consistency in the playoffs. That's the thing that people are really concerned with. Yes, he gave us 19, but can he give us 19 a game? And even if he doesn't give us 19 a game, can he give us 15 a game? Because, again, team. If you have LeBron and AD giving you, say, 45 to 50 points per game between the two of them, because they're not having to overexert themselves and dominate, right? So say they're giving you 45 a game. Can you get 15 from D'Lo, 15 from Reeves, 15 from Rui, 15 from Schroeder? All of a sudden, there's another 60 points. You're at 100 and something points. And then, you have Troy Brown chipping in and giving you, 3 to 6. Beasley giving you 3 to 6. Vanderbilt giving you 3 to 6. And there's that one guy that night. It was Reeves and Rui. Say this game, it's D'Lo and Reeves, or D'Lo and Beasley, and they go and Beasley gives you 15 instead of 6, and D'Lo gives you 25 instead of, and now you got to your 115, 120 point goal, to where the other team's just not going to be able to keep up. In every matchup we're going to play, D'Lo is going to be a big advantage player, right? With Memphis. You're not going to have Ja Morant, but it's not like Ja Morant is this elite defensive guy anyway. But he's very likely going to have Tyus Jones on him, right? If he ends up not playing, Tyus Jones is small, 6'2", 196 pounds. D'Lo should be able to get to his spots, get to the positions that he wants to get to in order to be effective and play shots or knock down shots. Not just that, but D'Lo has been very good off the ball with the Lakers and playing off of LeBron, playing off of AD, even Schroeder. And same thing, when the Lakers go, the job's not finished, they have to win. But if they beat the Memphis Grizzlies and they end up playing let's say the Warriors, right? Steph Curry's not going to be able to guard D'Lo. We've already seen the Warriors really struggle with D'Lo and really struggle playing against him and defending him because of the pace that he moves in. And Schroeder, one of the big factors that the Lakers had against Golden State in the games that we played against them with this new roster, which happened twice, and the Lakers won in a very dominant fashion, was because, and we beat the Warriors at home. I believe we were the last team to beat them at home. But the reason is because we were playing Schroeder and D'Lo together, and they were really struggling guarding both guys because they're both very different type players. Schroeder is Energizer Bunny, fast, going downhill constantly, where D'Lo is more slow, methodical. So you're going from one pace, one speed to another pace, another speed. It's just very difficult to defend. And so you have a guy in D'Lo where Steph Curry isn't going to be able to guard D'Lo, right? And Jordan Poole isn't going to be able to guard D'Lo. Gary Payton, yeah, he may be able to guard D'Lo, but even then, Gary Payton's smaller. D'Lo should be able to abuse that matchup. Are they going to put Klay Thompson on D'Lo? Even then, he should be able to score. If we end up playing the Sacramento Kings, right? De'Aaron Fox isn't going to be able to guard D'Lo. Herter isn't going to be able to guard D'Lo. Monk and Mitchell aren't going to be able to guard D'Lo. D'Lo is our advantage guy. He's the guy that is supposed to be that third guy. He's supposed to be the guy giving you 15 to 20 night in and night out. And I do believe he can. I do believe that he's the guy that can more. I think he has the ability to be the most consistent out of everybody, right? Austin Reeves, don't get me wrong, he's another guy that I think can consistently night in and night out go get you 15 plus a game. But D'Lo just is the more advanced guy at this point, right? D'Lo is the better player overall at this point. Not saying that Reeves is far behind, and there is a real argument for Reeves, but D'Lo and his ability to not only go get you 20 a night, but also in the same time can still get you 7 to 8 assists per night, right? Usually when you see Reeves, he's a guy, he can go get you 20 to 25, but he's usually at 2 or 3 assists per game. On a good night, maybe he gets you 4 or 5. Where we've seen D'Lo with the Lakers go get 33 points and still dish out 9 assists. And we've seen D'Lo be able to go and get 20 points and dish out 7 or 8 assists. It's just he has the intangibles better right now than an Austin Reeves. And he's a better playmaker than a guy like Dennis Schroeder. And he just plays at a different pace and a different look and just gives you different things. Plus, again, his ability to play off the ball is so valuable and so important. And I really believe in D'Angelo Russell. I really think that he's going to be a huge impact player. And it was nice to see. I mean, people noticed. People started giving him his credit, started giving him his flowers because he did turn it around. It was rough in the beginning. You're just like, come on, D'Lo. And it was frustrating because you're just like, D'Lo's better than this. And then he was able to turn it around. And hopefully that bodes well going forward. Hopefully he can continue that and continue to play at that level, continue to play make, get things going for guys, continue to show his ability to play off the ball, but at the same time run the offense if need be, and his ability to go score and be aggressive because we need him to. We've seen where he's started us off and gotten us, our first 7 points. It's happened on several occasions. Usually the Lakers try to get him going before anybody. I mean, it even happened in the first Grizzlies game. I mean, he took like the first 3 or 4 shots because the Lakers, LeBron, everybody knows, if you can get D'Lo going, that changes everything. You're probably winning that game. And that was something that the Timberwolves never really did. That's why I don't really hold the Timberwolves series against D'Lo. A lot of people go, well, look what he did with the Timberwolves last time he was in the playoffs. Timberwolves ran D'Angelo Russell terribly. They really did. And D'Angelo Russell, when he scored 20 or more, the Timberwolves had like an 80% win rate. I mean, D'Lo single-handedly pretty much won him out that one play-in game. And in the playoffs, they just kept going away for him. He was the 4th, 5th, sometimes 6th guy on that team as far as scoring and going wise. There was games where he was shooting. He was only getting 6, 7, 8 shots, right? And that was the thing where the Lakers see the value in D'Lo. They see how important D'Lo's scoring and his ability to get his confidence up and get him going on the offensive end is, because it really is. If you can get D'Angelo Russell going and he's confident, then his ability to play make as well as score is just very valuable for this team. And you're going to win more games than not. I'm telling you, look at the games in which D'Lo scores 20 points, even for the Lakers. They usually win those games. The one game that he actually scored a bunch and they lost was that Knicks game where he did score 33 and 9. But Anthony Davis had one of his worst games of the season and nobody else showed up. D'Lo was the only reason we were even in that game from start to finish. D'Lo was the only guy that showed up that game. But outside of that, you look at the games, when he scores 19, 20 plus points, we usually win those games. I don't think we've lost a game outside of that one where he's put up those kind of numbers and those kind of stats. So that bodes very well for the Lakers. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think of D'Lo? Think he's a big X factor? Do you think that he's important? Do you think he's significant? Do you think that, we need to get him going? Do you think he can keep it up and maintain it? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. Let me know.